Is it not a little bit fishy to some of y'all that in this play right here, one of the most egregious pass interferences we've ever seen in the sport, it wasn't called, but in the past 2 Super Bowls, the team the NFL wanted to win the most, they get 2 ticky-tacky flags thrown.
What happened? How Travis with Kansas City Chiefs again? Let's go! This is awesome! Warrior! What happened? What happened? Let's go! Let's go, baby! This is how we win! Let's go! Let's go! Eagles, next year! Boy, what are you? What happened? Let's go! This is awesome!
Alright nerds, listen up. I told you we was going to make a part 2 to this, and here we are. The reason I knew only 1 hour after the Super Bowl we was going to make a part 2 to this, because I knew it wasn't going to be the end of it. I knew some information was going to be leaked out and there was going to be some more stuff to talk about, and like I said, here we are. We ain't doing no intro, none of that. We don't get time for that. We're going over one topic and one topic only, the last play, or not the last play, but the last meaningful play in the Super Bowl. Look, I know why you're here, you know why you're here, and you already know what we're about to talk about. I just say we get straight into it. So here's the controversial play, and we've already talked about it enough. I'm sure you've turned on ESPN. I'm sure you've heard millions of people talk about it already. I'm going to make a long story short. It's controversial to say the least. I'll talk more about that play in just a second, but I want to show you what the cornerback in that play, James Bradberry, had to say. Referring to the flag, he said, and I quote, "It was holding. I tugged his jersey. I was hoping they would let it slide." I'm going to repeat that once again because we're going to go in depth on this. It was holding. I tugged his jersey. I was hoping they would let it slide. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, hold on. I know what you're sitting there saying, "Oh, Matt, video over. He told you right then and there. He told you he was holding. What are you crying about? It's not holding. He even said it. Matt, he said it right there. Ha ha, you're wrong." Listen here, you bozo. Shut up and listen. Do some of you idiots out there not understand if James Bradberry or any player says anything bad about a call or ref whatsoever, they get fined? So that is reason number 1 as to why he didn't go in that interview and bash the refs. But to go even farther on that, let me read you off this comment on the previous video. Bama Boy said, "The issue is not about whether or not he held his jersey on the play. The problem is that the refs let them boys play all night long up until that moment. When it mattered the most, they get flag happy." And the most ironic part is the fact that the flag was thrown late after Mahomes pointed it out. On an overthrown ball, with that being said, the Chiefs may have still won, but at least Philly gets a chance after the Chiefs field goal to win or lose the game and blah, 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 blah. I don't really care about the last part of that statement. I care about the first part. Matt, highlight it. That is my problem with all of this, and I think you guys were missing the point on the video. I wasn't arguing whether it was a hold or flag because it was. My point and my argument is you can't call that flag late in the game because all throughout the game you let them play. Let me put this into a better perspective so some of you can relate even more. I'm going to put this in basketball terms because it makes more sense. I played basketball my entire life, and for my basketball players, you know this. You can tell by really the end of the first quarter, early second quarter, if the refs are going to let you play physical or they're going to call everything. For my basketball players, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can tell from the jump if it's going to be one of those games where every ticky-tacky foul's called, or it's going to be one of those games where you can get away with bumping players and hand-checking them here and there. So continuing along here, that flag being thrown is the equivalent to the refs letting you play all throughout a basketball game, and it's tied up 60-60 with 25 seconds to go, and the ref calls you for a hand check when somebody's driving to the goal. The problem is the hand check wasn't called during the first, second, or third quarter, but then you call it on one of the biggest plays of the game. That's the problem. I don't think anybody has even tried to argue and say, no, that wasn't a flag whatsoever. The argument is you can't call it in that moment. Why can't you call it? Because you never called it all throughout the game. That's the argument, because I'll show you right here. Did he hold him for 0.7 seconds? And I don't even know if it was a full second. Yes, he did. But, and I have a big but, when the receiver started to separate himself, he let go because he knew the ref was going to call a flag if he didn't let go. And I understand holding a receiver for literally a second or 2 seconds when they're coming out of their break, it can determine a lot, but he didn't even hold him that long. And matter of fact, like I just said, I would argue and say that when he was coming out of his break, Juju Smith-Schuster, he let go of him. But I digress. I think you get the point. But I want to go back to this because I see everybody talking about it. Oh, the case is closed. James Bradberry himself said that he was holding. Yes, that's true, but like he said, he was hoping they would let it go. Why? Because he did it, the other team did it, all throughout the game. I've been in situations like this myself. It's one of those flags, one of these penalties where you're like, yeah, I did it, but I still can't believe you called it. It has now been roughly almost 2 days since that call, and looking back on it, having time to go to bed and think on it, my opinion still has not changed. My biggest problem with this is I see all these people saying, oh, Matt, I guess we were wrong because he admitted he did it. No, we're not wrong about it. I don't care if it's football, basketball, water polo, rugby. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see an end of a great game come down to a ticky-tacky foul. Nobody does. Was it a flag? Yes. I'll say, you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's say, yes, it was a flag, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. It doesn't mean I have to agree with it in that moment. And matter of fact, I'll go as far as to saying this. I don't like that being thrown as a flag in any part of the game, not just the fourth quarter on the last drive. Whoa. Hold on. Did somebody say flag being thrown? Fourth quarter? Late in the drive? I think they did. Matt, why don't you bring this up? I found this rather interesting. Do y'all remember what happened last year with the Rams and the Bengals? Cincinnati's up 20-16, under 2 minutes to go, and the Los Angeles Rams have a 3rd and 8. And on this 3rd and 8, Cooper Kupp is running an in route where a holding call gets called. In my opinion, the Cooper Kupp one was a little more egregious, but still ticky-tacky. And to give you some perspective, I was wanting the Rams to win the game, but still, looking back on it, I remember the moment I was like, I don't know about that one. And guess what? More than likely, if they don't get that flag called, it was 4th and 8, and I'm going to go on a limb here and say the Rams are not converting a 4th and 8 to win the game. You know what that means? The Bengals win the championship, and that's not good for the NFL. Why? Because they wanted a new big city market team to win it. Same thing this year. It's not a guarantee that the Chiefs would have lost the game, but they'd have a better chance to lose if that flag is not thrown. How's that for a conspiracy theory? Back-to-back years, the team the NFL needs and wants to win the big game, they win it. Last but not least, I'm going to make this a short video, and here's my final take on this. I get what all of you are saying, and I know some of you are going to be on my side, and some of you're not going to be on my side. That's cool. That's what this channel is about, different opinions. My final take on this, and we're not going to talk about this anymore, probably never ever again in a million years, is, okay, maybe the last 2 Super Bowls, those last 2 flags, they were flags, but here's my perspective as a fan. I don't want that being called. Unless it's insanely egregious like the Saints and the Rams that one year were that insane. You know what it was. I'll pop up a picture right here. Unless it's something like that, I don't want any flags being thrown. And oh yeah, what do you know in that game? Guess who didn't get the call? The Saints. Why? Because the NFL wanted the big market team to make it to the Super Bowl. Is it not a little bit fishy to some of y'all that in this play right here, one of the most egregious pass interferences we've ever seen in these sports, it wasn't called, but in the past 2 Super Bowls, the team the NFL wanted to win the most, they get 2 ticky-tacky flags thrown. I'm going to ask you the question. Let me know in the comment section. Is that not weird? Is that not strange? I can't speak for you, but I can speak for myself. I am beyond sick and tired of these ticky-tacky BS kindergarten fouls being called, not just in the sport of football, but in basketball as well. I'm tired of it. Every single time I watch a college basketball game, they call some of the stupidest fouls I've ever seen. It takes away from the moment, it really does, and I saw some people commenting, well, Matt, either way, if it's called or not called, one fan base is going to be mad. And no, I disagree. Watching the play live, nobody could even tell there was a penalty on the play, so I don't think that Chiefs fans would have been mad at all. I mean, sure, some of them would have been slightly mad, but you don't have much of an argument. Why? Because there's nothing much there. My opinion on this hasn't changed a single bit. Maybe yours has, but mine hasn't. Let me know your thoughts down below, but roll with it!